Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, in Radio Land. This is Liberian Radio and Television Network. Today is the 29th. That is Sunday. Today is Sunday, the 29th day of December. Tomorrow will be Monday and will be the 30th. That's the time we expect the protests to take place in Liberia. Okay? That would be the time we expect the protest to take place in Liberia. So this evening we are going to be discussing something, and this is platform for education. You know that. Platform for education, we can bring to you anything that we know it is important, we need to educate you on. Maybe you have heard it or you have not heard it before, but we will explain it to you so that it is pertaining to our country, Liberia. All right? So that's why we're bringing you this information on platform for education. We are on Liberian Radio and Television Network. Today is the 30th day of, today is the 29th day of December, Sunday. All right? So we want you to pay attention, share the video, and look on and listen to the topic today. The topic we'll be discussing is unitary government to be changed. That's the change that we need. If we have this change, while we're talking about protests, you may not have it as much as we are having it at this time. We need a unitary government that we have, or unitary system of government that we have in Liberia, to be changed to a representative democratic republic of Liberia. If we do that, things will be in order. All right? So our topic today is to change a unitary government or unitary system of government to a representative democratic republic of republican system of government. All right? This is what we're talking about. Will all these people are advocating for the Liberian people. We understand that. Concerning what government is doing. Many of you will look at Todman Day. Todman were operating under unitary government. Look at Talbot Day. Talbot were operating under unitary government. Look at Taylor. Look at Doe. Look at Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Okay? This is one reason why we were asking Ellen Johnson Sirleaf that now that she is, becoming the president of Liberia, she will maybe change the system of government. Okay? Once she did that, it will be much better. Then we will have a government by the people, for the people, of the people. But unitary government as it is in Liberia, it is not a government by the people, for the people, of the people. It is not. Okay? It is not. That's not the government for the people. That kind of government does not work for the people. It's not for the people. It's not by the people. This is why we're talking about a unitary system of government. Unitary system of government is not the right type of government for, Liberia. Okay? This is not the system, this is not the type of government that we're talking about. Okay? So, what we want you to do is to share this video. We want you to share this video, to as many as you know, so that we can discuss it. And I'm going to put on the screen, I'm sharing it right now. I'm going to put on the screen my phone number so that you will be able to look at those and call me so that we can discuss it. All right, that's what we're talking about. I'm saying Liberia has been since we got our independence in 1847. Some of us came to know Liberia political system during the Todman days, and we saw this two-way party. Not knowing our Constitution, Article 3 stated it defined Liberia completely as a unitary nation, a unitary sovereign nation. And when you hear the word sovereign, sovereign means a power of a king, a power of a monarch. You see, monarchy is the kingship. It's the kind of country that is ruled by the king. And when something happens like that, you should know when a king is ruling, that is what we call dictatorship or something like that. Okay, so our constitution dictate what kind of government we have, because it tells us that Liberia is a unitary nation. As such, the president of that nation is going to be having the highest decision-making power in his hand. And that's how it has always been. Todman was there, he did the same thing. And Talbot was there, he did the same thing. And Doe came with the hope that he was going to change the unitary system to a representative democratic republican system of government. It did not work. Ellen Johnson, Charles Taylor King, he did not do anything. In fact, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf King, we respected her because she was somebody educated and could read the Constitution, she could understand it, and she was going to bring this, she was going to change this system to a representative, democratic, republican system of government. In this way, we will have an election for our superintendent, we will have an election for our mayors. Because superintendent position, it is not a cabinet position, which they had in Article 54 of our Constitution saying that. That's not, we don't believe the superintendent position is a cabinet position. Why should you include that on a cabinet position? Why should you include the mayor of the city position on a cabinet position? No, I don't believe those positions are cabinet positions. So you should not include that there. But under a unitary government, the president of the unitary government has already included superintendent as a cabinet position, mayor as a cabinet position, and like that. And the worst thing about this is that the unitary government, the president is always about the law. This is why we can say the rule of law in Liberia does not exist, because the president will break the law and nobody can chastise him. In the unitary government, the legislature does not exist as we know it to be. In the unitary government, the judicial system does not exist as we know it to be. The president can make decisions to override the court. The president can make decisions to override the legislature. All right? In the unitary government, the president is about the law. The president can break the law. The president can hold a gate more than $200, which is in the Constitution, but is against it. But nobody going to chastise the president. Who is there to chastise the president under a unitary government? In order for us to know that, or for us to really see a democratic government functioning in Republic of Liberia, we must change, or we must make an amendment to our constitution where Article uh, 54 is requesting the president to nominate superintendent as a cabinet member, to nominate mayor as a cabinet member, where our Article 3 of the Constitution is defining Liberia as a unitary nation. We have to make amendment to those particular articles. Okay, where the autonomous branch of our constitution, let's say the commission, the election commission, state that if anybody who is forming a political party, that political party must have a member of 500 in 6 sub-political divisions. But now look at, the country holds 4 million and plus inhabitants. All right. When time for election, we got all these political parties. These political parties, do they hold 500 members? Do they have 500 membership in 6 political subdivisions of Liberia? It is not so. That's not feasible. We see the ANC. How many? Where does the ANC operate? How many branches of ANC do we have in Liberia? ANC, do we have a branch in Bon? Do we have a branch in Lofa, Nima, Sino, Grand Jida, Maryland? Do we have a branch like that there? But yet instead they consider themselves a political party. You see? These are things that goes on in Liberia, especially under unitary government. Nobody speak against. We understand that Henry Costa is taking a good position as to enlighten the mind of our people, because as we speak, majority of our population cannot read and write. So as a result, they are ignorant of the fact of the governmental system in Liberia. Okay, but the only thing that I am speaking that about that Henry Costa did not include in the petition is to make an amendment to our constitution so that we can change unitary government to a representative democratic Republican form of government. That's the only thing I'm talking about. We need to change that. But if we don't change that, you can move upon right now. Alexander Cumming will be there. He will do the same thing because he will be considered the head of the unitary government. And the unitary government has this much power. The Constitution gave him this much important power that he can override the legislature, he can override the judiciary. So, and you know, power and money can change anybody. Power and money will change anybody. And this is what we must get rid of in order to have a government by the people, of the people, and for the people. But since we got to know Liberia as a unitary nation, Liberia has this particular government, the unitary government, has always been disassociated from the rural area. That's why you see the rural area is never developed. Now, you take for instance, Lofa, Bon, Nima. These are the 3 counties that the central province of the country was divided into. All right. Bon, as we speak, has the larger number of inhabitants in the country. All right. You appointing somebody to go there and be a superintendent for this particular county. This man you appointing had no knowledge of Bon. He doesn't have anything to do with any developmental project or developmental aspect of the county. You just send him there. He's just there to tell the people what you, the president, want. You, you tell me, when will this kind of country be developed? They take money, the unitary government take money and development fund and give it to representative, give it to senator. These people are lawmakers. They are not supposed to be holding development fund, development money for the county. The development for the county, the money should go to the superintendent that has been elected by the people in that county. They will decide on what they need. Look at our villages. We had no school, no elementary school. We had no paid latrine, no running water. Okay, we had no clinic. All right, and in fact, we don't have. And we know that in Africa is a warm climate all around. The sun is the way we go by. Okay, solar panel would be the best way to help the people in the rural area to get the electricity. If our superintendent are elected, and these superintendent in the county, the people go together and sit down and say, look, like the villages or like the capital city of the county put out electricity particular area that will be supplying electricity to the capital city of the county, or like put up a solar panel in those villages to supply the people electricity. Like put up a clinic in those villages. Like put up elementary school in those villages. You know, we making the villages livable for the people. Anybody can live in the village because you have electricity there, because you have clinic there, you have elementary school there. You do not need to go to Monrovia to go to school, friend. You do not need to go to Monrovia to go to clinic. No. We make these things available for the people in the rural area. That's how their government going to be functioning for them. That's how their government going to be working for them. But as long as we continue to go with unitary government is not interested in education from time to time. It's not. They are not interested in the development of the rural inhabitants. They are not. They cannot develop the area of the rural people. They cannot develop the area of the rural people as well as we as health is concerned, as education is concerned. All right. Why do we continue to have unitary government? Only few people who understand the unitary government, because they all run to become head of the unitary government. Because when you get there, you got the highest power to make decisions. Anything you say, nobody will go against it. You see, right now, Opon is there. I would not blame Opon that much because Ellen Johnson Sirleaf was there. She did the same thing. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, especially as an educated lady, she went against Doe and she charged Doe for corruption. Okay, she especially charged Tolbert government for corruption because people, the German came and mined iron ore in Bombay Hill. They did not leave the social consideration of a contract. They did not leave anything. They did not perform that social consideration of a contract. That is to do good, to either pay the role of the place you are mining the iron ore, so that when you leave tomorrow, the people will say, well, they mine the iron ore here, they left school here for us, they left clinic here for us, they left the road here for us. It has always been like that with the unitary government. Nobody. People come and mine the iron ore and take it. They never build a factory. People come and cut the log from these big log from our country and take it across the ocean. They never leave any machine that will change the log to a timber, to a fine wood that we can use to build any structure. They never leave anything like that because our unitary government is only people who are always heading the unitary government I classify them as people who want to go in there for power and greed, because they take the money from the people and put it in their pocket and do what they want for themselves and their family. Look at the unitary government in Liberia. Have you ever been to Liberia and say, well, I saw a job posted, I'm going to apply for it? It never happened like that in Liberia. Because under the unitary government, job is never posted. Because job should be posted requesting a particular criteria. Before you apply for the, or before you fill in this position, you must have at least associate degree in maybe in science. Or before you fill in the position for this job, you must be a high school graduate. You must have a resume. You must have a reference. Then you must go to the social service and take a test. When you pass that test will be testing your ability to read and understand. If you pass it, then you can come by and fill in this position. If we put that in order, if this thing is going on that way, if we know that we got the government, that the government is functioning this way, you know, our university student, our high school student will be anxious to go to school and learn better, because they know when they come back, they will see government job will be posted. They will come and sit for the test and pass it. When they pass it, they will get that position. But in the unitary government, they call that who know you. They never post a government job. Government job is never posted, because when you post a job, it must come with a criteria. It must tell you what kind of educational standard you need or level you need before you can fill in this position. Okay, you must have a reference. You must have whether you have been in a position of this nature before. All those things. And the worst thing about it is, majority of these people who run to become leader for the unitary government have all been here in the United States. Many of us went to school. We learned it. Many of us went to school. We learned the governmental system. We see how when you want to get a job, you will see a poster, and under that job they will tell you you must have this certificate, you must have the resume, you must have the reference, and you come and sit for tests. Majority of all have been here, and we learned that, but we fail to carry back what we learned in America to Liberia, to educate our people, to help our people. This is the problem. So my point today, to inform many of you today before the protest tomorrow, is the protest did not carry on their petition and an amendment of our Constitution, because that's the bottom line. Everybody come and say, according to the Constitution, and we live in the country with rule of law. What is the rule of law? It's the Constitution. That's the law of the land. That's what we should go by, right? But the law of the land did not say that our country is a democratic nation. It did not say that. The law of the land said that Liberia is a unitary one-party nation. Okay, for administrative reason, this nation is going to be divided into these branches, 3 branches, all those kind of things, just for administrative reason. But what they are telling you, the main thing is the country is not democratic. It's unitary. It's only one party. Whatsoever the party say, that's what you go by. The fact that they come and say, oh yeah, we elected the mayor, oh this and that, all that is just formality. You see, a certain president, a certain unitary president, you cannot defeat that president. A certain unitary president, you cannot defeat that president. All right? You will not. You will not defeat that president in the ballot box. No, you can't do that. You can't say, I'm going to vote this president off. When that president has 2 terms to serve, when he finished 1 term, he going for the 2nd term, and you say you're going to go there and defeat him. No, 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 no. It never happen. It can never happen. Take for instance, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. She was there for the 1st term, right? The 2nd term, the same upon we are today, who is the president, went against Ellen Johnson Sirleaf for the 2nd term. You think Ellen Johnson Sirleaf wanting to be there for 12 years will sit there and look at upon we are to win her? No, it will never going to be, because that's a unitary government. She take care, she has in her possession the higher decision-making power of the nation. She has in her position the ballot box machine. She has in her position the key to the central bank. You can't tell anybody, you can't tell nobody. She just had that, they say, the legislature, the judiciary. She can tell anybody, you go there. Let me give you another example. When the TRC came, where they listed majority of those who took part in the war, and Ellen Johnson Sirleaf was among them, what did she do? She appointed somebody in the Supreme Court. Then she went to that person and said, clear me, so that by law, according to the law of our land, I would say that the Supreme Court clear me that I was not part of the people that they are talking, that took part in the war. You see, whatsoever she said, how can I appoint somebody and say, look, I hire you to come and clean this thing? Then, if I tell the person, say, clean this thing, why? You think they will not do it? They will do it. So the unitary government, what I'm saying is, the unitary government gave the president has the higher decision-making power. The president can overrule any of the 2 branches of government, the legislature, the judiciary. And every one of us here seeing it. So the fact that we will protest and do not include on our protest that we need to make an amendment to the Constitution, because the Constitution is the bottom line. If you do not make an amendment to the Constitution, especially the key area of our Constitution, where superintendent is being appointed in the cabinet position, where the mayor of a city is being appointed in the cabinet position, where the Constitution define our nation as a unitary nation. It would do. Look at those points and make an amendment to our Constitution. We are going not to have anything. We are never going to have any change. We are never going to have a government for the people. We are never going to have a government by the people. We are never going to have a government of the people. And our rural area will never be developed. Because superintendent that we elect will bring our parliament chief, our clan chief together, our town chief together, and we decide which town we should have clinic for, which town we should have elementary school, which town we should have, build a pit latrine, give them a well, a water, a potable drinking water. These are the things. Which town we should have a solar panel to supply the people electricity. This is what we call development of the country. But from time to time, we have gotten our independence 172 years now. But go to the rural area and see some of these villages. Do they have even a well to draw clean water and drink? Do they have a clinic? Do they have elementary school? Do they have a solar panel? Before then, October and tournament time, they used to send a messenger into the rural area with a red hat and the gun. These people will go and collect $16 from all the people. My question in those days was, all these $16 you're collecting now, what do you give the people in return? What do they get for their taxes? They still think that they should collect taxes from people in Liberia. Look at Monrovia itself being out of electricity maybe 1, 2, 3 days. But this is the place that we get sun 24/7. Sunshine even at night a hot. Huh? Few days ago, we saw 168 young men and women graduated from solar panel. The school of solar panel, that they can put solar panel together and they will forget about LEC. Why didn't our government use the young people to send them into the rural area and bring two or three solar panels in those villages to get the people light? Why can't you do that? Make the village livable. If you give the people do not have refrigerator in the village. They do not have air conditioning in the village. All they want is to turn on that bulb and get light. That's all they want. That's all they want. And dig a well. Huh? Dig a well here. Dig a pit latrine there. So that the people will not go in to the bush to go in the toilet. Because if we dig a well here, they will get clean water to drink. They got a pit latrine. They will go there and go in the toilet. We will reduce infection that is transmitted by feces. Okay? By contamination of food. Then we teach these people when they go into the pit latrine, they got to wash their hands. It's a bucket sitting there. When you go into the pit latrine, you wash your hand. After you finish wash your hand, there's a towel you got. You wipe your hand. You come outside. Anybody go in our village, they will go in the pit latrine, wash their hand, and wipe their hand on the towel and come outside. At least we have educated our village. So the amount of worm infestation, the amount of typhoid fever that will be around there will all be reduced. At least we will not have that many people. All right? Then we tell them that this is how they got mosquito. We educate them how to build their houses and put a screen to the window. Okay? That we will reduce the infestation of malaria. This is how we develop. But from time to time, the unitary government is not interested in these various aspects of human development. They are not interested. Look at, for instance, we got high school. If you want to give people free education, why didn't you put down or come and pass what we call executive order declaring first grade to 12th grade free education? Let the people buy uniform, let the parents buy the uniform and buy their books, but they should not pay any school fee. In that way, the government is going to come to America and contract a textbook printing company to supply our country, Liberia, with textbooks. The same way can happen like that with the hospital. Because if you have clinic in these villages, they will need certified physician assistant in these villages. They will need registered nurses in these villages. And we must supply them with medicine so that they can treat worm infestation, they can treat malaria, they can treat typhoid, they can treat gonorrhea. Any of these things that happen in the village, they will be able to treat it. In that way, the Minister of Health will come and contract a pharmaceutical corporation here to supply our country with drugs. When the drug comes, we will send it based on the statistic of those diseases. Because when you are seeing patient in the clinic, you know that you saw 10 malaria cases today. Then you got 10 malaria cases today, you saw them. Yesterday you saw 1 pneumonia. The other day you saw 2 gonorrhea. At the end of the month, you tabulate all how many malaria cases you saw, how many pneumonia cases you saw, how many gonorrhea cases you saw, and you send your statistics to Monrovia, to the Ministry of Health and Welfare. The minister look at that and say, well, fine. So in that village, we know there was more malaria there. We will give you more chloroquine than we will give you a penicillin to treat gonorrhea. We may only send you 2 or 3 vials of penicillin, but we will give you 2 or 3 cups of chloroquine and Panadol to take to the village. This is how we will be distributing our medication under a representative Democratic Republican government. This is how I think would be best. But the protest is good. The protest will be going on. But on that petition to the government, they did not include amendment to be made on our Constitution, especially where the president had this much power, because he is a unitary government. We need to change. That's the change that we need. The people that say political party are joining, collaboration party, this and that, all that kind of thing. Because if you join, that some of the things that even made me angry. They're talking about 4 political parties join. If 4 political parties join, that means they become one party. They should have a different name for this joint party. When they had that one name, that means all the other political parties, all those people that were in a different party, all of them become member of the one party. That's how we're looking at it. This is how I will look at it. But how can you say ANC is a member of the collaborative party, but then yet and still they are member, they got individual member? No, it cannot be that way. Bring all the 4 political parties and put together, they are one party. But this one party now gave them a name. If you give them a name, all the member of those 4 become the member of the one party. Then they are strong enough. They can have convention. They can go into the country and say, well, we are the party now known in Liberia. So Bon will have a branch of this party. Nima will have a branch of this party. Lofat, the branch of this party. Bomi, Grand Jida, Maryland, Sino will have a branch of this party. In that way, the party is all over in the country. So when time for election, the party represented in the place, they will campaign for the standard bearer or anybody that running from this particular party for as a superintendent or as a mayor. The people will their party member will vote for them. But as it is under the unitary government, it is not so. It is not so. All the political parties we're talking about, how many branch? What's the branch that we have in these counties? But when we go look, our election commission said, as a political party, you must have 500 members in 6 sub-political division of the county of the country. That means 6 counties. You should have a branch of your party there with 500 members each. Do we have that? Excuse me. Do we have that? No, we do not have that. We do not have that. Unitary government is the thing we're talking about. I want you, many people, to look at that Article 3 of our Constitution. Article 3 of our Constitution really clearly defines Forget about it telling you, oh, for administrative reason, and it is divided into this one, that one. No. That unitary sovereign government or sovereign nation is the key that we're going by here. This is why all the presidents that been coming, St. Talbot, from Talbot to we are today, this is why they do what they do. This is why they do what they do. Because the power is invested in them. The power is not invested according to what the Constitution, the power invested in the people. The power is only invested in the people under a representative, democratic, republican form of government. The power is invested in the people. Because the people had the right to elect their superintendent. The people had the right to elect their mayor. But under unitary government, the people do not have that right. They don't have that right to elect superintendent. They don't have that right to elect their mayor. The president does everything. The power is invested in the president to dictate, to command. That's why transparency in the unitary government is never there. Accountability is never there. The respect for the law of the land is never there. The president can be the first in the unitary government to break the law. Take for instance, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, when this $16 billion business, saga business was going on, Milton Weeks was asked to come and testify in front of the House of Representatives. He stood up over there and said, the $10.5 billion I was asked by Ellen Johnson Sirleaf to print it. And that was against Article 34D of the Constitution. Before you can print money, before you can mail any coin or anything, or mint it, you go to the House of Representatives and request. They will give you that authorization. Did he get that? No, he did not get that. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf override the legislature, especially the House of Representatives, and gave the authorization to Milton Weeks to print the $10.5 billion. So what happened? Anything happy? The unitary government, nothing happened. Nobody will do her anything. She is the chief. Whatsoever she say goes. So we are. Whatsoever we are want goes. Like we heard from the tape that we are go to other country and tell those country, look, my country need food, my country need this, my country need that. Okay, the people will say, okay, we're giving you help, we're giving you X amount of dollar. And when the dollar reaches to Monrovia, it goes straight into his account as a private entity. So who will question him? Is anybody in government that will stand up and question upon we are that you did wrong? No, nobody will do that. The only people who can do it is through the protest and put it in your petition. Mr. President, yeah, you did it, it's wrong. According to the Constitution, you are not supposed to come. What belongs to the people of the country, you put it into your own account. You're not supposed to do that. Okay? But no branch of government in Liberia that can question upon we are for taking anything. Nobody. Nobody can do that. Because this is a unitary government. He is the supreme leader. He is the supreme leader. Whatsoever he said goes. You tell him, say, go and change your finance minister. He will tell you, say, my finance minister is excellent. That's the unitary government. You can't do anything. I keep telling you, many of you, we advocate on social media, oh, the government doing that, oh, the government. First of all, understand what kind of government we have. Understand this first. What type of government do we have in this country? You're saying, oh, for the man, for our democratic system to go this and that. You don't have no democratic system in Liberia. Why do you talk about democratic system when you yourself, it's written in your constitution. Your constitution defines your country or your nation as a unitary nation. As a unitary nation. That's why the standard bearer of the ruling party take charge of everything. Huh? Two party came there. They were in charge. All right? Toba was there, two party took part in charge. Anybody could go against Toba? No. And the worst thing about it, you can never win a sitting president of a unitary government in the ballot box. You can't do that. Because they handle that ballot box. They handle the key. They can, if they want to win, they can print as many ballots as they want and put it in the box and tell the people, tell the election commission, count it, and this is how we want it. So what will you do? You are outsider. It happened. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf could not allow Opunwia to win her during her first term. Okay? It could not happen. So it's with Opun right now. You wait till Opun go there 2023, Opun going to win. I don't care what you do. He's going to win. And then when you go to the Supreme Court, when you file your petition to the Supreme Court going to say, you know what? We will make the final decision. The man, he's a sitting president. Let him rule because we need peace. For peace sake, let the man rule. So what you going to do? The man going to go there another 6 years. All right? This is unitary government. This is the kind of government you should understand this first before you talk about going to beat the man on the ballot box. The only way you will get the man to be beating on the ballot box and at the ballot box is this. If the man has spent his 12 years, now you can say, fine. It is time for him to go. Definitely he'll be going. But the thing again, you must understand. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf time, what happened? She could, under normal condition, a sitting president will support his or her vice president to maintain the policy that was in place. A sitting president will do that. But in Ellen Johnson Sirleaf time, as a unitary government, she decided that she's not going to support her vice president. She's going to support the opposition. And she supported the opposition, and opposition won. That's what happened. So it could be the same way today. When Opun stay there after 12 years, when he leaving, he can say, okay, I want Jefferson Koji to be the next president. And Jefferson Koji is going to win as the next president for CDC. That's how it is. Because as long as we have the unitary government in place, that's how it operates. You have seen it for the few times. You have seen it. So, unitary government is not the kind of government that we need to bring change to Liberia. Okay? The legislature cannot even make any decision. They say they're making law. Anytime Opun can break those laws, can just pass over, it can just step on it. Huh? A small country like ours, right now, the president has his own jet plane, though, but we don't have our own transportation. A plane to fly from Rawa International Airport to New York. That will be giving us more money. The president does not think about that. He think about what he got. He think about his possession. Okay? Air traffic, we don't have it. But the president can fly at any time. You see? We hear about Ethiopian Airlines. We hear about Morocco Airlines. All the other little countries that just got their independence. They got their own plane that flying to bring money for them. But here we are. We've been independent for, I don't know how many J.J. Rowell time. 172 years. But yet then we ain't got one plane that can fly and bring out a penny. We have a whole lot of iron ore. We ain't got one company. Our president had not contracted a particular company from foreign nation and tell them to come here and mine the iron ore. But let our people be the first in our factory to turn that ore into a steroid so that we can use that money to buy our liberty. This is what we're talking about. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf talked about that a long time ago. When I become president, the iron ore, anybody coming to mine our iron ore, they will make sure that they build factory, they will make sure that they build a road and clean it and school in the area. What happened? When she became president, Mental Steel came from India. What happened? They didn't bring pickup and car and give it to Nimba County representative or Nimba County official, government official. Then she herself took the money and carried a brown paper to open we are there on that same Capitol Hill, and they all signed it. Mental Steel started mining the iron ore. When they mined it, they put the iron ore, they put that gravel right in the box. And that box, that gravel will never be safety. The Kenyans not safety that gravel right here in Liberia. They will safety that gravel in New Delhi. When they safety it there, you know what are they getting? They're getting gold going one side. They're getting diamond going one side. They're getting the iron ore going one side. Okay? That's what those people are getting. We sit there, they're taking everything and carrying it. Yes. Because they get a few copper and our president put it in your pocket. The people take our mineral resources to carry it. Mineral resources that a president of a representative Democratic Republic will make sure that the mineral resources stay here. We sell it. We can use that money to fund our education. We will use the money from that mineral resources to fund our health. We can use that money to fund our agriculture. What is the purpose of a nation having a mineral resource that is valuable to the other people in the world? The people come and take the iron ore, they carry it, they turn it into steel, they bring it right back and sell it to all $9. Yes, our own iron ore now, they sell it to all $9. Yes, that's it. Why? Because the few handful of people who are always advocating to become president for the unitary government are not for the interest of the rest of the people. They prefer those people to stay in the rural area and just sit there and die. So as a result, upon we are government right now, the people in the village, in the villages all over the country, do not even know what kind of country, what kind of government we have. They just hear Open We Are, oh, they say Open We Are is the president, yeah, that's it. But what does this government give them? What do they benefit from this government? They have not benefited from Ellen Johnson Sirleaf government, Doe government, Taylor government, Toba government. The village stay the village. Like I said, we don't even have our own air traffic, nothing, no plane. We have to be going to air Brussels. That's why the German people will say, yeah, you know what? You'll carry our plane first to Brussels, and then we wait there. Let it sit there and wait. Because they are people who don't use their head. All right? They had all opportunity to get their own plane. Saying they don't have it, we do as we want. We dictate to them. Yes. If you want to go with a cheap airplane, or you want to pay cheap airfare, go with the Moroccan airline. They will go. You go first to Rabat and sit down there. You sit down there. All right. You sit down right now, they give you small food, you eat. When they're ready, then they bring you back and drop you down to our feet. That's the kind of program you need. That's how you want to be treated. That's how we Liberians want to be treated. Okay? The worst thing is when these unitary people get there, they are not interested in education because they know we always say the children are the future leader for tomorrow. But are we preparing the children to be future leader for tomorrow? Look at it. Look at the university. The president went there, I will pay the university fee. What country you ever see a university be free of tuition? If you want to give free tuition to people for education, go down, start from 1st grade to 12th grade. Let them go to all the school. It should be free. But when they finish, they want to get a university education, they will pay to go there. The university is to prepare them to be president, to be judges, to be a lawyer, to be doctors. You can't go and say the university should not do this, they should not pay. It will not work. Today it became a failure. I heard that the first thing I said that this thing, where are we going from here? How will you, even the great country, America, why university you see it's free? Huh? Why university you see you got all the public school? What the guy in the public school, the governor scholarship, the mayor scholarship. When the children finish with good grades in those high school, they get them those scholarships. When you finish that your scholarship, the money is enough for you to use for 4 years. You go to a 4 years university or college. You finish it. If it's only for 2 years, you go to the community college and spend 2 years. Because these people believe in education. Because they know that those people are in Washington right now, they are getting older. They want the graduate from the university. These young girls, these young men will take over. But it's not in our setting in Africa. Our setting is not like that. What we need over there is the greed and power. That's what we need. That's what we need down there. We greedy. We want majority of the people who running now. Oh, I want to be president. I want to be president. Okay. How many funds they got? Where are they support? Where can they support a country? Can any of them support a country? No. So I declare all these people running to become president for the unitary government are poor people. They go there fight, they get themselves rich. They fill the pocket fight because the power is there. The unitary government make them so. Give them that kind of power to take as much money as they want. See that kind of thing? What kind of government are we going to have in this country? All right? This is what we're talking about. Let me put the phone number right here so that if you want to call me so we can discuss, welcome. Welcome to Platform for Education. This is Liberian Radio and Television Network. We are broadcasting from Pennsylvania, United States of America. Okay? We are talking about the one statement that was supposed to be included on the petition of the protest. That is amendment to our Constitution. From unitary government to a representative democratic republican form of government. That statement is not there. It's not on that petition. This is what I'm bringing to the audience this night. Who want to call me? Let me put the phone number here so that you can call me, okay? All right now. So here the phone number down here. Here the phone number. Okay. That's the phone number. Okay? You see that? 267-581-6177 or 215-949-1540. Call me, let's discuss this thing. If you have something to contribute, let's contribute. Let's talk about it. Contribute to this discussion. Unitary government is what we're talking here. Nobody is talking about unitary government. All the advocates we hear on social media, nobody is talking about the benefit of unitary government. Is unitary government a kind of government that we need in Liberia? Now you look back from Tottenham time all the way down. Unitary government is the kind of government we need in Liberia. Up to this point, we still have Sino County is not connected to, is not even connected to Banga by any good road. Okay, it's not. Up from this point, since Tottenham time to this point, Ellen Johnson said he was there. Right now in Sino, what do? They go there, they dig diamond, they dig this, they dig that, they cut log and everything. The logging company keep shipping there. But the places they're cutting their log, nothing they are doing for the people in that area. Who got the company doing this thing? If you got a company, you want to go and take any kind of item from a particular area or mineral resource or anything of that nature, you're supposed to have that contract that you have with that. It's supposed to have a social consideration. That social consideration should be implemented. But our government officials never have a contract to implement. They never implement any social consideration. As a result, they dig diamond over there, they leave the hole right there and go. They cut the log over there, they leave the log right there, they just leave the spot and go. They're not going to do anything for us. They will not do anything for us. That's what we say. It is not right. It is not right. This is Liberian Radio and Television Network. This is platform for education. I thought it wise. I usually come here Monday, Wednesday, and Friday and do education on health. All right? But I thought looking at things and looking at what is unfolding back home, I thought that our Constitution is the key to all the things that we're going through. If our Constitution had been written as Liberia is the representative, democratic, Republican nation, we wouldn't have been talking this thing today. Because our superintendent would have been elected. Our mayors who have been elected. Okay? But the fact that we went through this today and we are appointing, we are having our president appointing our mayor and our superintendent is the key and is the problem. That's what bringing all the problem. The Constitution giving the president the higher decision making, and at that rate, the president is always above the law. Can anybody call me and tell me say the president is not above the law? No, of course not. You see that all the time. Okay? You see that. You see that. The president is above the law. They can dictate to any branch of government. They can dictate to the legislature. They can dictate to the judiciary. Okay? They do as they wish. They do not function by the paper. Liberian government does not go by the paper. They do not go by the law. They do not go by the law. No. They do as they please. So, what you think this protest is going to result. What you think. You think even if upon we are leave. Let's say upon we are say, well, you know what? If you all want it that way, let me leave. I'm going. All right? What do you think? If you put anybody in that seat under that same unitary government, you'll be surprised that that person will do worse than Opon. Tomorrow you will get up and say, oh, Auntie Opon was there, they were all right. Oh. You see? Today, some people can say, oh, Ellen was there, Ellen government was all right, we had no problem, Ellen was this and this and that. And that's what we're saying today? Okay, because that's a unitary government. You go there and display your policy of government, your policy of ruling. Display it the way you want it. The way you want to rule the people, do it that way. As long they feel happy about it, whether they feel happy or not, that's it. But remember, everything came down to unitary government. If you want us to start feeling different in Liberia, change, like make an amendment to the Constitution. Where the Constitution is going to redefine Liberia as a representative democratic republic of Liberia. If the Constitution redefine our country this way, and our superintendent will be elected, our mayor will be elected, you will see a great change. You will see a great change or development. You will see the healthcare development booming. The healthcare will be booming. You will see education at its best. Okay? A superintendent will leave Nima. A superintendent can leave Lofak, will leave Bon, and come to America and then contract a particular text printing, textbook printing company to supply his county with textbook. A superintendent will come and ask a pharmaceutical corporation to supply his county with drug because he wants something good for his people. Okay? He got development money. He using that development money to provide for his people. This is why his people need. The people need education. The people need to be well in order to cultivate for themselves, in order to feed themselves. But until that happens, we are not going anywhere. We can protest all we want. As long as that change is not yet made, you're wasting water on door back. Talk about that, did the same thing, right? Did anything change? Dawkins did the same thing. Did anything change? Taylor King did the same thing. Did anything change? Ellen Johnson Sally King did the same thing. Did anything change? Now we are is there. If you move here and put Alexander comment, nothing will change. Because he's not going to change a unitary government. Because the unitary government gave them the power. That one thing you forget to know. Power is something that when men get, it's not easy to leave. They cannot leave that. All right? This is what we're talking about. It is not an easy thing to leave. Power is very, 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 very much heavy. Power. The man got the power. And he got the key to the bank. Now, you think that man is everything? That man he never had it before. Obonwia was a football player. Was he flying a jet plane? Did he have a private jet? Oh, please now. Okay? This is what we're talking about. If you are for the Liberian people, speak for them. The only thing you're speaking for them, the only thing you should say is to change the constitution, that the law that the power will be invested in them. That's what you should advocate. Let the power be invested in our people to say we are the people. But as a unitary government, the power is not invested in our people. It's invested in the president. Do you hear me? Look at your constitution. Look at your constitution. This is your constitution right here. This is your constitution. The Constitution of the Republic of Liberia. This is there's a copy of your constitution right here. Okay? Superintendent filling the cabinet position. Is there a superintendent of cabinet position? Let's take Liberia, let's take America for an example. The governor that we have in our various states. Can we say that Trump would take a governor position as a cabinet position? Look at those mayors that we got here. Do we not vote for those mayors? Why is it that we come and learn the good thing, but we cannot carry back the good thing to our people? What is wrong with this? What is wrong with that picture? We learn the best thing. We learn the book. We learn how to take care of the people. But we cannot go back. The same thing we're doing here, we cannot go back and do it for our people. So that we can bring the good, the way we are living here better. Abide by rule of law. Even though Liberians do not respect time, but mind you, the many Liberians that live here and work, they respect the time for the fact that if they go to work late, they will not get money. So they got to be on time. Okay? That's one thing they learn. Time. If they don't go to work on time, the money, the paycheck is cut. So they learn to be on time. We learn these things, but we can't carry it back to Liberia. What's the problem? What wrong with that picture right there? Huh? We know the meaning of democratic government. We know the meaning of unitary government. We know the kind of system our country is practicing. The system of government our country is practicing. Why do we not talk about it? Why do we not tell the people that this system is not a good system for you? Because the government you have here is not for you. The government is not for you. It's not by you. It's not of you. Because it's a unitary government. Unitary government is not transparent. Unitary government is not accountable. They will not tell you anything. They will not see what they will not want you to see what they're doing. Unitary government will not abide by no law. They break the law anytime. But when you break the law, the unitary government put you to jail. The law under unitary government is only for you, you poor man. Okay? Because you are not government official. If you break that law, they will put you in jail right away. But let the government official break the law. It's for them though. They will not do anything. Is that the kind of government we want? Is that how you want us to train our children to be future leaders tomorrow? Is this the kind of teaching we must give them? To be a lawbreaker. They should not obey the law. They should be crook. They should be corrupt. You tell them, say, I gave you $5 to build that road, then to go and buy cement and mix it with 5 bags of sand and put it there. The rest of the money put it in their pocket and gone. Is this how you want to train our children? To be future leader for tomorrow? Is that how you want it? This is what we're talking about. This is what we're talking about. Platform for education. We are educating you on the governmental system right now in Liberia. Liberia is the unitary nation, unitary sovereign nation. Sovereign means king. Sovereign means power of a king. That's what it means. Sovereign. Go and look it up. So when you see the way upon we are behaving, when you see the way Ellen Johnson Sirleaf behaved, when you see the way Taylor behaved, when you see the way Doe behaved, when you see the way Talbot behaved, when you see the way Todman behaved, is because of our Constitution. The way it say it, that's how they're beating the drum. Our Constitution says unitary nation. So anybody who is the head of that unitary nation got the power, the highest decision-making power. Who will say anything? Nobody will say anything. Nobody will say anything. If the president appoint somebody and he want that president, if he want that person confirmed, I dare you. You tell me something. Like that committee, confirmation committee, in a Senate. Let me see that Senate turning that person down. The president appoint this man, and he want that man confirmed, and you go there and say you a senator, and you turn that man down. You're finished. You eat bad bowl with the president. You will not get paid. Okay? You will not get paid. You will not get paid. As we speak, members of the CDC in the House of Legislature are in minority. Okay? Are in minority. But the rest of the party, they are in majority. What good are they doing? That's what we're talking about. Because these parties are not party. They just went there under the knee of party. Because they were a good party that have branches in those counties. The people who have come and petitioned them. Look, we are XYZ county. We are XYZ county, and we got this particular branch of party there. And we found out that you are not doing this, you are not doing this. This is what we're talking about. Bringing two political strong parties into the country. It will change this amendment. It will make an amendment to the Constitution. We should lay it down. Let the country be divided into two political strong parties. Look at it. Look at what we got in America. Look at what we got in America. When you are president, when you are standing bearer for the ruling party, but the other opposition party is over there watching you like nothing else. You try something different, they will sanction you 1 minute. Small country like ours, we come there with 25 parties. Huh? And election commission sit there and fooling say, oh, you must have 500 members in 6 sub-political divisions. Did you check it out? That all the 20 parties you're having, they are having 500 or 250 members in those counties? You didn't check it out. This is not organization. This is only for you to get what you want. Because what you got written on the paper, that's not what you're going by. Whatsoever the president said, that's what you go by. The president dictates to us. We don't have democratic. You all keep sitting there talking about democratic. Oh, our democratic president will be. Because somebody stood on the line and vote. The time they nailed Jesus on the cross, at that particular time, the Pontius Pilate said, at this particular time of the year, we usually free one prisoner and we destroy or kill one prisoner. So to you guys, it's left with you guys. Let me not make the decision. I'm putting it to the people who all want Barabbas to be free so that we can kill Jesus, or who all want Jesus to be free so Barabbas will be killed. What did the people do? That was that place Pontius Pilate was a head in that kingdom. Whatsoever he said is final. All right? But the people voted unanimously that Barabbas should be free and Jesus should be nailed to the cross. Do you call that democratic over there then? That was a place, that was a kingship, that was a kingdom. So that place, that was there a democratic? Because you stood up and put your hand on and vote. Was it a democratic? So by the time somebody come in and say, oh, we online, we vote that democratic, oh, that we vote. But the rest of it is down. The rest of what item that make us democratic is down. But only one item you take for voting. As long as voting that make it democratic. If you say Liberia is a democratic, call me and tell and name those items that make it a democratic. Okay? Give me that phone. Hello? Good morning. Okay.
I'm monitoring you on Facebook.
Okay.
But yeah, I want to make my contribution.
All right.
Yes, what you're discussing is interesting about our country. I'm calling from Australia this morning. Yeah.
Okay.
It's about 7:31 a.m. here. So what the content of the whole thing? Can you just briefly give me the headline of the discussion?
Yeah, the headline of this discussion is this. We are saying that there's a protest going on tomorrow, Monday,
Yep.
the 30th
Yep.
of December.
Yep.
But something that they missed, they did not put on their petition. That is what we call the petition of the protester, what they put down to give it to the government.
Okay.
They did not write down, we want to make an amendment to our constitution. Everything that's going on in Liberia is bowed down to our constitution.
Okay.
Because our constitution defines Liberia as a unitary, one-party nation.
Yeah.
Now, one-party nation, the president, the power is invested in the president. He's the only one that make a decision.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yeah.
So this is why things are going on the way it's going on. This is why the government is disassociated with the rural people. The rural people are not in the government.
Yep. Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Can I come in now?
Yeah, come in.
The first on the protest issue. You see, we Liberians, we are not sincere to one another. This is why other countries going forward and we remain the same way from City King time or from J.J. Robert time. Okay? You see, the government are in power today. You got here, how they call it? Liberia. But I'm far great. You understand? I used to see these guys there demonstrating and demanding with big casket around Capitol building. Since Ellen Johnson was there, CDC to be demonstrating. And saying that she must shut down, she are criminal, she are this. And no Liberian person go on the street to counter-protest them. And you never put anybody there. And no organization, no Liberian in America there sitting there to say why you must take the sitting president to resign. You guys want to bring war in the country? Don't ask CDC like that. Nobody question CDC. I'm speaking in my layman English as a Liberian. Nobody. So it is wrong. We should not love somebody. Then we can black out to when the person doing wrong. The Bible is not lie. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Where they say, Moses say, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. When citizens were in power, they were demanding Ellen Johnson to don't enter casket. The Liberian who supported the CDC, don't enter casket and you so carry around the capital building demonstrating. Can they tell me who they want to put there? Who they want to kill and put there? It's because our Liberian in America and other places, they support the government at the time. They don't want our government to succeed. That's the reason they were doing it. Now the other people, the Costa, the Darren Dealer, and other people, they don't carry cash there around. So there will be a people, even though there was a slip of tongue from Henry Costa in which he said President must step down. It is their legitimate right. Yesterday, Peter said President must step down, Ellen Johnson must step down. It is a crime. Can you tell me before I proceed? Because when you're talking here, there's a three branches of government. The people what our people like, the constitution is not bad. But the three branches of government, those that they elect, the representative, the judiciary, these are the people that bring in problems, including the executive. Because if I represent my constituents, and whereby the government is not doing the right thing from Maryland or from any other places or grandpas or Sando, Grand we in Parliament, we're supposed to bring the minister that responsible for disbursement or the country, how to spend the money. We're supposed to bring call into book, but we remain silent. You see, a lot of things going on in our country there, we're not sincere. This is what brings the problem in that place. They say the American Constitution, let justice be done to all men. And you understand?
Yes.
Yeah, but our Constitution, it just say on the surface, but it's not in practical. What I'm trying to tell you, look, it is, if you tell me don't do this, you have said don't do it. But then you see, told Ellen, can anybody, all those, listen to me, all those that are objecting to Costa and his group that can call about them, saying the president must step. They don't, when Moluba Molu there was saying that what were they were not going on the eye. That's the problem today. If your son doing wrong, it's better you tell your son, say, look, it's not correct. The Musa thing, when were there? Where were he? He was the one that advising and John we are there. Musa thing supposed to be charged with placing on the administration because as a legal man, I have no legitimate right to give a negative advice to the CDC at the time.
Yeah, but the thing, brother, the thing is here, brother, is that what we know that all these things went on. We know, we know that.
Why you don't question? Why your brother and sister they will say and they say the president will step out? It is a crime. They are happy before. Go see the Bible line. When you do something, they say a man lay by soul. Everybody who kills somebody by gun or to ascend to leadership is 1,000 years. He is said without the same way. The Bible don't lie. And you understand? No construction.
Yeah.
They were wrong. They had no right. So when they did it, they went with all impunity. You know the thing like impunity with all any punishment. So nobody other people today they are doing it. So all those that want to advocate, want to stop Costa from saying that they are wrong. Where is the war? Do you ever saw the 12 years where everyone was in power? You never saw there was any counter protest. So we are not doing the right thing. The only voice for the people is to come up and pay him and petition him. But he's not supposed to pay people. He said no money in the place. Why he paying so good then? Every day harassing people because Jessica Koluba also went there. They ransacked the place.
Yeah, but Now the thing also, the thing that this is what we're talking about. Whether somebody bringing war, this and that. In order for us to have a good government, in order to have a good government, is to make an amendment to the Constitution. Either we go to our representative and tell them, say, you guys are here to make the law. We find out that our Constitution is not in place. The Constitution here is giving all a wrong idea. It gave the president the higher decision-making power to override you guys. We want you guys to make an amendment to the Constitution. You're all here. Y'all can come and make the amendment to the Constitution. This is what we want. We don't want unitary. We don't want one-party state. We want two-party state. So that means we want you guys to change the unitary to Representative Democratic Republic of Liberia. In that way, we will be able to elect our superintendent. But right now, the way it is, our superintendent are not elected. Our mayor are not elected. They are all appointed. Superintendent and mayor position are not a cabinet position to be appointed. They are not. They are not. That's the problem we having. We got to change it.
You're making a point.
We got to change it.
Let me give you a brief information to the Liberian people who are listening to me from Australia here. Okay? Darren Dillon coming a constituent, right? The people in Maserati County. He said, when I go there, I will put the light on. You understand? What do he mean? He will refer to the Liberian people. I'm going to send it out there, make it, because you've been speculated for years. When Ellen got there, the other people, they told government, the double, we didn't know how much those guys were making. We just used to assumption, right? But today, they are going there, say, look, Senator making 15 to 17,000 US dollars. And you money has got too much from, we were in the diaspora, we don't making no kind of money per month. And you understand, you convert a 15 to 17,000 dollars, $500, you convert it to Australian dollar. You know what? Even the prime minister don't make no kind of money per month. It's too much. They need to reduce it. But you saw in that people, they saw how the way our king, the senator, the Senate pro temperature, Christ Darren Dillon, like he was a hot war. They drove down to fight corruption. He would say, but then the opposition guy will just come in. I think I will encourage him so that corruption can be fought. But instead, they're taking the whole Senate with the exception of, how they call it, Sandro Johnson, the other party, Cooper. They were the only 3 person. You understand?
Yeah.
They down to be enemy of the state. And the Senate saying, they are there in they see how they address a member of the home. You come here, you don't come for yourself. You are here with the decision we made here. So the people voting for, they're not in the interest of the people. The president, those are the president, the senator, the lawmaker. See, they had cabinet general were impeached. All those things were illegal. They were not in the appropriate manner, and they didn't go by procedure. So we got a long way to go. You say a point that constitution that you have meant something. I concur with you. I agree with you. But the reason why our country going down is our people are not sincere. They got one guy to your place there. I don't want to call his name. I don't understand. You know why he used to be preaching? He's right. Every day you get a radio station to your in America there. Something like not be a radio station, the same program you get. Then sometimes he say people gonna pay money to call, right? Right now he's cheap. He's so pre Congo people, that Congo people, we won't let it. They let their brother get that now. you know, what are you doing now? You don't talk again. Sometimes I can observe you, you can even write against Georgia. So these are the kind of people there. They're taking that this guy who play football, accumulator in a $4 million. He put all the great things in casino, right? He never do nothing in Liberia, right in Africa. He didn't do back. He didn't building there. See the hospital at the Bombay. Otomo, Uncle Aaron, right? He got George Bush on making, honorable member of Senate. See, for the United States, he paid 125 bedroom hospital in Uncle Aaron. It's up to reach where our people will continue to crowd this thing there until they make good decision for themselves. Because Georgia, when all the money is there, it came from Gibraltar. He never paid any cleaning there for the poor people. He could have used in the 4 million. $1 million cleaning, then they like for me then I will hear him. I say, oh, you're a good person. But the man show our game of qualification right in that place there. Tell us, look, I gotta tell us about the hour in Nigeria to that too, right? And he said, on the refugee guy, and then there was a when they found out we did it, they told me that we did it, people and had a problem 1-0 we qualify. The game draw we qualify. 0 for the 0-0 we qualify. Look at the kind of opportunity we have. Time and then across in the Guinea book of record, right? But you bet there's a lot of people who are even the Ghanaian has some second first division player did it. Before they watch it professional, you go feel it Ghana Black Stars right in the city there in Accra there. 3-1. So the poor game on Ghana be on 10. Home goal, they're not going nowhere. So what could I take that in? But then see what happened. After the show the game went to a grand final which was I had to African Football Confederation of CAF in Cameroon because he played there before. Then they showed then they get it into Nigeria. Nigeria qualified at the detriment of that grand people. Because Nigeria was nowhere. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Nigeria only had a point with us. All the thing I'm a feeling to see like grandpa and so it's your nakedness is doing it. What he did? What he did? What are you telling me? It took 1 million in the poor million. Look, our people, when we love something, when you love a child, you have to apply objectivity. You must be very objective. Georgia, the one that started protect the party, with Moluba Mulu and CDC, they started carrying casket around Capitol building every day, and you must step down. And they know. So, any lot of CDC for Labrador. Or why the police say, oh no, there's a press member. The CDC people, because the Musa do the legal advisor. Why the police say, no, that we try to take me here. Why should they be holding and they put that no restriction? They want to bring war. What kind of war?
No, but the thing is, yeah, that's why we want to. We are saying, with all the war, we're talking about war. They're talking about, yeah, no, what, yeah, they are, yeah, but, yeah, that's why we want to do it to the book. That's why we are asking that let us ask the representative to make an amendment to the law so that the president will not have all this power to make decisions. Let them make an amendment to the law so that the president will not have all power to make a decision. Thank you, brother, for calling. The other people are on the line.
Let me summarize.
Okay.
The man is not a good president. The reason why I say they said they were in opposition, they want to walk and court. We happy about 300,000 Lrtn died. Today, don't I ever tell you, I don't want to walk and go again. So if next time they are voting there, then I'm voting back again. And I'm stealing, doing that by private check, by jack, paying all the things there. The time he was senator, why you don't pay those things 20 years early time? That's it from in the 19, no peace was there. I can't blame it. But he had the money. But you were broke. You made you all the money. Then they put in there. I was stupid people there. Thank you very much. They don't want to put their trouble on their head. Thank you. There was somebody that said, yeah, I have my way. Nobody sent 1 cent to any Lrtn in that place here. Any related. Because they know that is not a red leader for us. And then they put in there. Somebody who get all that money is made use on woman and casino. Then you come with a Jamaican woman. Then you come getting a church. It's so sad for our country. Thank you.
Thanks. So this is what we're talking about. That was a brother calling from Australia and giving his part on that. But our topic, when you call, our topic is to change, to make an amendment. To make an amendment. If you make an amendment to the Constitution, the president will not have this much power to make a decision. He will not have that much power because every political division, the leadership in those political divisions will all be elected. But if we don't make that amendment to the Constitution, it's going to be like that all the time. The unitary government is going to be like that all the time. We don't want that unitary government to be like that all the time. We need to train our children to be a better leader tomorrow. We need to educate our children to be a better educator, better doctors and lawyers tomorrow. So that this is not the unitary government. The unitary system of government is not a good system to train our children for the future tomorrow. We can't do that. We can't do that. Let us all come together and make an amendment to the Constitution, because our Constitution is what the people going by. Anybody come and say, oh yeah, according to the Constitution, but nobody can ever charge the president for anything. The president will be the first to break the rule. So we want to make an amendment to our Constitution. Can we go to our representative? Can we go to our representative? Even the representative, it will making an amendment to the Constitution. We can also make a little change on a requirement of becoming a representative. If you want to become a member of the representative, or you want to run for that position, we want you to know that you should be able to read and write. You should be able to read and understand. Majority of our representative or legislature, they do not read. They cannot even write. They do not even understand when they read. So as a result, the law that we got, they don't even read it. You see? So the requirement of becoming representative is very vague in our country. So anybody that come and go there and give few people, because our people are completely illiterate. You can fool them with beggar right? You can fool them with $5 here and there. You see? But in order for somebody to say, I'm a lawmaker, what school have you been to? What law have you? What school? What law school you went to? Huh? Do you have a relative? Do you have a family? Do you have a wife and children that you sit in your house and make a law in the house? Nobody should come here with dirty shoe. When you come at the end of the week, you clean the place. At the end of the week, you do that. Have you done that? Majority of these people have not even have family. So they just go there and give money to these people. Oh yeah, I'm a lawmaker. Some of them been in our house for a long time, have not even written one law. They have not written one law. Huh? Not one. The open we are right now, and the vice president. Is anybody listening? How many legislation have any of these people make? How many legislation have they passed? The vice president and the president. How many legislation did any of the two pass? Huh? We just say, oh, lawmaker. Look at the lawmaker that we got in the place. These are people who can, when you bring them paper, they will read and dissect it. Because when they want to screen you, they screen you very well. But look at our people. Two or three persons in the House of Senate. They are the one that rule the whole Senate, the House of Senate. 2 or 3 people in the House of Representatives, they are the one that will say everything. Because when they say that, oh yeah, I second the motion. Oh yeah, I second. What kind of government we got like this? So we got to make some changes. We got to make some changes in the Constitution. This is not how we want to train our children. But for right now, let's take a break and we'll come right back. Okay? Let's take a break and we'll come right back.
people.
Why must spoil liver? Why must spoil liver? Why must spoil liver?
Thanks, activated.
Some kind of way I can get it. Why must spoil liver? Some kind of way you can do it for me. Why must spoil liver? Yeah, some people go sleep and I wake up. I go sleep, I wake up, oh, eh. People hustle, no day, no day. Yeah. But my hustle bringing some more thing. Oh, why must spoil liver? Why must spoil liver? Why must spoil liver? See, but pay your blessing that no more thing. Tell it before you can do it again. All kind of thing can creep my skin.
We are back. This is Liberian Radio and Television Network. We are broadcasting from Pennsylvania, United States of America. This is Platform for Education, and today my name is, let me put my name there, that's my name, Demons Kaklape. I usually do the health report on health and, discuss with you some of the health problem that goes on with us, with people in general. Why we need to do physical examination. Speak most of the time on prevented measure, prevented treatment. That's why I most of the time speak on when I come on this platform. I do come here on the Monday, on Wednesday, and Friday. All right. But today, this Sunday, the 29th of December, I thought it wise to educate our people and majority of our social media advocates that we advocate for our Liberian people, but we're leaving behind certain things. All that going on in Liberia with us, it is due to our constitution. If we make an amendment to our constitution and we happen to elect all our different political, subdivision political leaders, it will be much better this time. We will not be giving the president too much power to rule, so it is not the right thing to do. So that's my phone number right there. I want you to look at that and call me if you have some contribution to make to this topic today. All right, we want you to look at that and let us know. Okay. So 1 minute. So that's what we're talking about. So we're just saying that the unitary government in Liberia, the unitary government system we got in Liberia is not a good system. We can't train any child that system so that tomorrow they can be the leader. No, that's not a good leader. Because you must have a government that you include the people in the rural area. You must have a government that you will include the people in the rural area. But if you don't include the people in the rural area, is that what government is that? That means the government is only for Monrovia. That's the government for Monrovia. We need to include the rural people. Let the rural people become part of the government. And before we do that, let the people in the rural area, those people in the rural, let them vote for their superintendent. Now we're putting them in. Now we're getting them into the government. Now we're making them to take part. Now we're making their voice to be heard, because their voice will be heard through their superintendent. Their voice will be heard through their mayor. But if we don't do this, we're just looking at the president in Monrovia, whatsoever he wants to do or she wants to do, that's what he does. That's not the right thing to do. Unitary government, as defined by the Constitution of Liberia, it is not the one that we need. That system is not good. Liberia is a unitary nation. We don't want unitary nation. We want a representative Democratic Republic of Liberia. It's not unitary. In that way, we can have two solid political parties that will be strong, that will be represented in all the counties, and territories. For instance, if we have Republican and Democratic, Republican and Democratic, Republican and Democratic. In Banga, you will have a headquarters for the Republican Party. You will have a headquarters for the Democratic Party. So in that place, the people in our country, in our county, when time comes to elect for the superintendent there will be, let's say, a Democratic superintendent, and his opposition will be a Republican superintendent. But he got that opposition, that opponent will have to convince the people of Banga what they say that he or she wants to do, that this setting Democratic superintendent is not doing, that for who he want to be a superintendent. He will have to convince the people that way. You go there and say, look at the superintendent. Look at the villages. We said that the villages should have well. Send the superintendent been there 4 years now. There are no village here get well. There are no village here got pay latrine. There are no village here got a clinic. There are no village here got elementary school. In that way, the people say, yeah, we need development. Say you've been there as a Democratic superintendent and you have not done any other thing. Okay, we're voting for this man. After 4 years, to go and vote for the Republican. You see that kind of thing? That's how competition go about. This is what we have seen in America. That's why every corner in America, every corner, they have light, they have their own governmental system. Okay? They got local government, they got superintendent, they got their mayor, they got a school board meeting, all those people. You see? We see these things, but we can't carry it back to Liberia. Forget about what Opon doing now. Opon doing the same thing Ellen did. Opon doing the same thing Doe did. Doing the same thing Taylor did. Doing the same thing Tower did. Doing the same thing Todman did. Alright? If he leave from that now, you put Alexander coming there, Alexander will come and will do the same thing. He's not going to change the unitary government. He's not going to change that unitary government. Because he changed that unitary government, the power will be taken from him. They don't want it. They want that power. And they want to be over the money. That's why they can't change the unitary government. That's why they can't change the unitary government. They are not going to change that unitary government. They don't want it. Because they want that power. In the unitary government, they do not give position. They do not employ anybody in unitary government in any position. They will not give that position to anybody. If you are deputy minister, they ask you pay us $15,000. If you want to hold ministerial position, they tell you say pay us $20,000. All right, that's it. So as a result, the people that you see working in the government, you will say they may not competent. They're not. Unitary government does not go for competency. They don't look for competency. All right? Unitary government do not look for competency. They look for friend, their body. They look for family member. And they look for the money. The man who pay the money, they take you right there. That's why majority of the people who we got in America who have been taking part in EULA, all right? By the time they say there's a government back home, somebody got it here. They're working. They want to go work back there to work for the government. You know what to do? They take their $15,000 and go. They take their $20,000 and go. They know that when they give it, they get the job. Whether they know it or not, as long as they put it in there. Unitary government does not look for competency. That's not what they look for. That's why our country will continue to go down, 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 until we institute a representative Democratic Republic of Liberia where election will be across the board. But as it is in unitary government, election is not across the board. Election is not across the board. That's the point we're making. Election is not across the board. Okay? Election is not across the board. So, by Liberians going to the poll and say they're voting for, they're standing and voting for president, they're voting for representative, you think that democratic system we got? You only talk about the voting. What else that make up democratic? What else? When you finish voting, what else? What else that make up democratic system? Let somebody call me and tell me what else we put together with a voting that make up democratic system complete. What else? I want to know. Let somebody call me. Because democratic, by the time you go vote, oh, that everybody says, oh, we get democratic, we get democratic, and democratic, all democratic because somebody stood on the line and vote. Huh? Because somebody stood on the line and vote, and because the president got the voting machine, he can sit down somewhere, somebody sit down over there, and he tell the president, print as many ballots as you can print, and put it to the man box, we know the man will win. And that's it. You tell me, what else? Besides voting, voting is the major item in the democratic process. Is that by the time you say you voted, that's it. That alone, as long as you voted, that democratic. The democratic. What about the people that voted? What happened to them? The thing that happened to them is not democratic, right? You who they voted for, what you supposed to do is that is not democratic, right? Okay? They voted for you to do certain things. Are you working for the people? That is not democratic. Or the people working for you, that is not even democratic, right? All I wanted. Everything there. As long as you vote, that's democratic. Once you vote, that's democratic. But you don't vote, then it can't be democratic. But we know under Pontius Pilate, the people voted that they want Barabbas to be set free, they want Jesus to be nailed to the cross. Do we consider that democratic? Do we consider that election, that particular voting at that point, do we consider that democratic? But you know that we're in the kingdom, right? All right. Do you know whether or not Pontius Pilate had already passed the law? If you don't tell me that Barabbas should be free, then plenty of y'all will go. Something will happen to y'all. So you should vote opposite. Do you know that or not? You see, these are the things that we talk about. All I'm saying here is our Constitution is put in place such that it gave our president the higher decision-making power. It gave that president more power to break the law. When he break the law, nobody in the House of Representatives will say anything. Nobody in the House of Senate will say anything. And it has been going on from time to time. When will it be changed? Tell me now, when will it be changed? Don't say, oh, when 2023 comes, we will vote upon we are out. You can't vote upon we are out. You cannot vote a certain president of a unitary government. You can't vote them out. You cannot vote out a certain president of a unitary government as it is in Liberia. You can't do it. Not at the ballot box. You can't do it at that ballot box. Don't think you're going to vote for him. Because all the vote you put in for John Brown against the president, that's the vote that's going for the president. Because he's the sitting president. Anything you say over there is all good for him. So that the thing you're talking is just completely nonsense. You will not take a sitting unitary president from power at the ballot box. No. He has to complete the 12 years as stated by your constitution. These are something that we want to make. Why will a representative who cannot read and write stay in power 6 years? Can we reduce the term? Can we reduce the term of a president, a representative, reduce the term of a president and that of the Senate? Huh? And we think about the children that were born in today are going to be the future leader tomorrow, and we're keeping somebody there for 8 years. Huh? When that man stay over there, when he go there two times, you know how the child that we're treating, you know how long now? How old would that child be? We're doing ourselves injustice. We are doing ourselves injustice. It is not right. The law that we are implementing is not good for us. The law that we are implementing is not good for us. We are implementing a law that giving our president a higher decision-making power, that making our president to do as much as they can, making our president to abuse power, making our president to take as much they want to take, make our president to be corrupt, make our president to be intransparent, make our president to be unaccountable or unaccountable and all that. Huh? Make our president to be disrespectful to the law of the land. The Constitution is the key. The Constitution is the key. The Constitution is the key. We don't want it that way. We do not want it that way. We want you guys, you got contribution, call me. Call me. Call me. You want to call the 215? Call the 215. Give me your contribution. Call the 215. Okay? It's not right. Call me. That's all we're saying. Our Constitution giving power, giving the power to the president, giving too much power to the president. And the Constitution make it this way that our president, our country, or our government, the unitary government, leave the rural people aside. Put the rural people completely aside. The rural people are never included in the government. They can pay taxes and all that. That's all they need from them. But in return, what do they get? What do they get from paying the taxes to the government? Does the government get anything? Does the government get any benefit? Does it provide electricity, drinking water, clinic, elementary school? Does that happen? We need a government that will be able to provide these to the people. We need that kind of government. In that way, the people will be part of the government because it's providing for them. It's providing their needs. But we got government the government had never provided any of these to the people, to the rural people. Every government is right sitting there in Monrovia. Every government sitting right there in Monrovia. That's it. They signing contract for iron ore. The country sign. They signing $1 million. They go into their pocket. Huh? What kind of government is this? We do not want that. We do not want government like that. We do not need government like that. We do not need government like that. I am saying our constitution, our law define Liberia as a unitary nation, as a unitary sovereign nation. And that is a bad definition that our constitution define Liberia. We want to redefine Liberia as a representative democratic republic of Liberia. Under that definition, we will have superintendent and mayor elected in our county. Development will go on. Development money will be given to the superintendent to develop those counties for the people in those counties. Why do we give development money to representative and senator under the unitary government? The representative and senator are lawmakers. They got nothing to do with development in the county. The county is headed by the superintendent that is elected by the people. But this is the kind of government we got. Do many of you understand it anyway? Do you understand that we got unitary government that is that is dictatorial? Do you know that we got a unitary government that only function from the central government? Do you know that we got a unitary government that only say what the president wants? Do you know that we got a unitary government that the power is invested only in the president, not the people? Even though you're lying there and say we got democratic, our people stood up online and voted for the president. Is that the only thing? Is that the only thing? That's not the only thing. That's not the only thing that makes democratic process complete. Voting is not the only thing that makes democratic process complete. That's not the only thing. There are other things on it. What happened to the law? Even the people that voted, what happened to them in return? You who voted, you who the people voted for, are you working for the people that voted for you, or the people that voted for you working for you? So which one is it? Which one do you consider democratic? As long as the person stood up online and voted, that's enough. Is that it? That's what's going on in Liberia right now. We all sit here and go and just looking at the unitary government doing anything they want to do. You think that Open we are alone doing that? No. Open we are alone not doing that. Open we are just doing exactly what he saw the other people doing under the same unitary government. Open we are just wanted the same power Ellen Johnson said he had. Ellen Johnson said he wanted the same power Taylor had. Taylor wanted the same power Doe had. Doe wanted the same power Torba had. Torba wanted the same power Todman had. All right? You want to change? Go down to your law. No organization without law. The organization is the law. If you have organization and you don't have law, then that's not organization. That's not organization. The organization is a law. What does the organization stand for? What kind of organization is this? Is there an organization that seeks the interest of its member? Or is it an organization that punishes its member at any means necessary? That's what we're talking about right now. This is what we're talking about right now. What are we looking for? We sit here in America. We learn all the good things in America. We learn all the good things about government. We learn all the good thing about hospital. We learn the best way. JFK is right there. But if the unitary government said no, we are not going to do anything. Whatsoever the unitary government said, that's what we got to go by. Okay? Because the unitary government is in charge. The unitary government is king. Whatsoever decree is passed, that's what we got to go by. If the unitary government say everybody lie down, we all got to lie down. Are we then free? Do you call that freedom democratic? When one person will tell you, say, hey, everybody go to sleep, then everybody go to sleep. Is that the democratic you want? Is this the kind of democratic country you want? Is this how you want to train the children? So tomorrow they will come and take over the government. And keep telling their friends, keep telling their children, keep telling their nephew, oh, you go to bed, and before they go to bed. If America that born Liberia, huh? If the America that Liberia can just send all his children to learn whatsoever. If America got a democratic system with 52 plus states, making a United States with two political parties that's strong, that watch one another and compete in policy making. Why? And they are number one in the world. And they call us small America on the continent of Africa. Why do they call us small America? Because we are not an example to our founding father. We are not an example to America. America is establishing something that, teaching something that everybody wants to come and learn. But here we are, sitting by there. We call ourselves small America or daughter of America, but yet and still, not one example we can lay down. And we all came down here and learn. But we can't go by there. What we learn, we cannot even teach our children. We cannot teach our brothers and sisters that we left behind. We can't teach them. We go there and corrupt everything. And stop the other people from learning. How many university students reading the Constitution and understand? How many high school students reading the Constitution and understand? Everybody talking about, oh, the president do the old president. And the president come to be will do the same thing. You will do the same thing to the president. It's because why the president will tell you that according to the Constitution. If you don't want the president to say that, make an amendment. Amend the article that is against you. Amend it. Change it to the way you want it. And the only way we want it is a representative. Representative means the people are represented in government. And they themselves are represented. Democratic, Republic. That's what we want. In that way, all local government officials will be elected. We're not going to sit down and take superintendent and say the superintendent position is the cabinet position. We're not going to sit down and say that person will come and become minister when we know that person has never even worked anywhere to become a minister. He cannot even administer anything in his own house. Any position in government should be posted with a criteria. You must give her a high school certificate. You must give her a resume to show to her where you have, what kind of organization you have become, you have been a leader or member before. You must give her a reference, somebody that who know you to be respectful, to be law-abiding citizen. And At the bottom line, you go down to social service and take your test. When you pass it, then you can come and fill in the position. This is what we're talking about. This is the kind of democratic system we're talking about. In that way, everybody will compete upstairs. They will go to school and learn. Because when the position comes, they want to come and take that test and pass it. But as under unitary government, no, nobody does that. You come and pay your money, you take your position. You pay your $15,000, you deputy minister. You pay your $20,000, you are minister. That's it. Nobody tell you nothing. You don't bring resume, you don't take no test, you nothing. As long as you pay your money, that's it. They call that who know you. As long as you know Molba Molu, you will get the position. Don't worry about that. You know we are. Look at Jefferson Koji. Okay? The Jefferson Koji and we was in once upon a time in Lookington or somewhere. Oh, he got a position, man. The position, no, they don't need to be posted. No. This is unitary government. The president has all power to put anybody into where he wants them to be. Whether you know it or not, unitary government, one thing they don't do, they do not take anybody to work because the person is competent. Unitary government go against, what they go against is competency. They don't like competency. Okay? They don't like competency. Alright? Alright. You say, oh, you know, oh, that man know about too much, he's too competent, we don't want it. No, they don't want it so. Unitary government does not like competency. They put you anywhere they want. That power. This is how man on earth, that's what man on earth need majority of men living on earth today. That's what they're looking for. Power and money. Power. You get that power to make decisions, that's it. You get that power to kill somebody, that's it. Because you got that power. They forget about the Almighty God that created each and every one of us in his own image and chose good for us. They forget about that. They just want power. If that's the case, we will remove the word in the law that gave you that power. We want to remove it and bring the word that spread the power to all the other people. In that way, one person does not take the power up. This is what we want. Unitary nation is not the right nation. Unitary government is not the good government. We cannot teach our children to be the future leader for a unitary government. That is the wrong way to go. As long as unitary government is in position, Liberia is never going to change. You will bring president after president. We will continue to rally on the street the same old way. Our children will be born will not learn anything. Our children will be born, they will not learn any vocational training. Our children will be born, our rural area will continue to be the same way. Our road will continue to be the same way. That's it. Because everybody fighting to become president of the unitary government, they're going there for one thing, to get the power and get the money. That's what they want, power. Okay? When they get the power, that's all they need. They can put their sister, their brother into government position. Because when unitary government doesn't post a job, they don't post job. No. Upon we can walk into the ministry today and say, you put chair over there. I said, my brother, you come, you sit down over there. Work. You work on that table. You put a knee on the payroll. That's it. He is the president. Whatsoever he say is law. Right there. Okay? You got anything to say? Call me and let's discuss it. Tomorrow is the march. I am saying the march is not correct until the march include on their petition to amend. Let amendment be made on our constitution to include a superintendent election, mayor election. that is the way to include our rural inhabitants into our present government. In that way, we got no more, our government will not be, our nation will not be unitary nation no more. It will be Representative Democratic Republic. Okay? Call me so we can discuss it. You got something to say, fine. We can discuss it. All right? But other than that, this is what it means. We are not going to sit here and continue to fool ourselves all the time. Oh yeah, we are in democratic nation. Our democratic process is being this and that. No. You don't see what protecting the man? Do you see what protecting? Do you see that the Constitution protecting the president from time to time? Anytime president comes under the nation, under this umbrella, he's being protected by the umbrella, by the Constitution. Do you see that? Do you see that? We are unitary, that one party, and that unitary government, they are easily to become dictatorial. They will dictate to you right away. 1 minute they will dictate to you. And you bother them, the next thing they will send somebody to do something wrong to you, or they will send you to jail right away. That unitary government. You sit there and say that Democrat. What mean you country democratic? Your constitution, your law told you that you are now a democratic nation. You are a unitary nation. And the power of the unitary nation is invested in the president. Whatsoever the president say is law. Huh? The president can override the legislature. It can override the judiciary. It have been doing like that all the time. Have you not seen it in Liberia? When you supposed to come, when a governor, when the official of the governor of the central bank want to print the money, instead of him going to the legislature according to the law, he go to the president, and the president says, "Just do what I say." Hey, just go and do what I say, okay? And he go and do, and he will just go right away and do exactly what you do. That's what they're trying to do. All right? Who will question that? Now, if you say we have a democratic country, okay? Look at another branch of government. Look at the head of another branch of government breaking the law. What did you say? You who made the law. Did you call that person and say, "Hey, we don't do like that. Nobody is about the law. You broke the law." Under unitary government, you don't see that happening. Do you call that democratic? You will look at some kind of you will look at a government of that nature and call it a democratic. When somebody breaking the law, when the head is breaking the law, you don't sanction him, you don't call him and bring him and ask him why you broke the law and this is the punishment. You call that democratic? That's why we say unitary government is not a democratic nation. It's not a unitary government. It's not a democratic government. Nothing is democratic about unitary government. Nothing. You can see. Sometimes the president will tell you, say, "I see you guys criticizing me. I see you guys causing me this and that. And the next time somebody calls me, it will be bad, and you will not live to tell the story." All that kind of thing. Huh? That's unitary government. That's unitary government. If you say anything bad about Opon, when he ready, you are around, he will arrest you. You see? Under a democratic government, we have what we call whistleblower. Somebody who, a whistleblower is the person, is a citizen who will be working for the government or will be a private citizen, but will see importing people of government, doing certain things that will destroy people in the government. Okay? Somebody like Justina Taylor, where he saw she was used to go and purchase gun. All right? And they brought that gun into the country. The government purchased that gun and brought it into the country. Then they are hiding that gun in the vice president home in Banga. Justina Taylor can be considered as a whistleblower. But do we have any law that protect the whistleblower? When Justina said that, any government official take that as important, this thing happened, that what that lady said is important. We are going to investigate. Did anybody ever investigate it? But what happened? In other words, they injected Justina Taylor with a foreign substance that led her to the hospital. Whosoever did know, the government did not even, had never even found out. The government did not even take that as criminal. That's a unitary government. When you say something about them that like you exposing them, they will get you. They will get you out of their way. That unitary government. Do you call that a democratic government? Democratic government can be criticized. Democratic government will investigate every little thing that comes that is detrimental to the nation. They will investigate it. But sensitive issue as what Justina Taylor put on the plate, anybody say they want to investigate, but instead they went after her with the intention to destroy her. That unitary government. Is this the kind of government you want to teach your children to be future leader tomorrow? Someday some people gather and say, oh, you know what? And we don't need educated people to be president. Some of the market women are what they were saying. Today, those same market women, they turn around now. I think right now some of them will be on the protest tomorrow. Education is the key to end the nation building. Education is the key. Okay. So it's not the right thing to do. It's not the right thing to do, you know. So we just feel that it's wrong. But hereafter, we had to learn that Liberia is not a democratic nation, it's a unitary nation. What the president is doing, you can't hold it and hardly say, oh, the president, we hold the president the same. All the presidents have been coming, they've all been doing the same thing. What is responsible for that is because of the Constitution. That's why I brought it to you on Liberian Radio and Television Network, especially platform for education. Your host is Demos Keklape. He has been hosting you from this time. So if you don't have any question for me, all right. And we will stop here. And Monday, we will come on. We will be discussing something about fungus. Okay? Fungus. Something about fungus is what we're going to be discussing tomorrow. Okay? That will be Monday. We'll be discussing that tomorrow in the morning. All right? Hopefully around 9 to 10. We'll be discussing that on Liberian Radio and Television Network, platform for education. Okay? Thank you for tonight. Goodbye.